Hello, welcome to another Melody of Music Introducing. I'm here with Jimmy Theo. We're here to discuss his influences, his craft, his songwriting, and how he get to where he got. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'd like to start with a couple of questions. Obviously, first and foremost, how did you start playing music? When did you start playing music?
So I started when I went to this theatre school called PQA, Saturday Theatre School. Started with musical theatre. Absolutely hated the dancing part. So I looked into what else I could do. Started playing a bit of keyboard. Didn't really get into guitar until I was maybe 16. I wrote my first song at 13. And yeah, ever since then, just continually writing songs since then.
Cool. And what was your musical inspirations? First of all, what was your musical inspirations growing up? What do you listen to formative years?
Yeah.
Basically stuff the parents listen to. What do you remember from that?
So my primary ones, so my dad, especially when I was driving in the car, it was the Rubber Soul album by the Beatles, is what I heard non-stop. From my mum, it was a lot of sort of Elton John, a lot of Queen, so kind of that sort of rock kind of era of music.
Okay, cool. What tunes from that era really stick out to you?
Well, I know I've talked to you about this, Matt, previously about Your Song by Elton John.
Yeah.
It's an amazing hit by him, and also the lyrics by Bernie Taupin. Just incredible.
Yeah.
I'd say that the one from the Beatles that really sticks out to me from the Rubber Soul is In My Life. It was my parents' wedding song, and the piano part was revolutionary in the music industry with George Martin speeding up playing the piano part slowly and then speeding up the tapes, then having that sort of piano element in the middle eight was amazing.
Cool. And then your formative years of making music, beyond the formative, when you started getting to music for yourself, what were your first memories of when you started to discover music for yourself, and how old were you?
So that's an odd one. So I suppose when I was 13 through 15 was when I started really discovering wanting to know music. It was only then when I got into, and I've discussed this on interviews on my own YouTube channel with Matt Clark, it was only when I got into A-levels when I had a music tech teacher, Owain, and I then started feeling confident in being able to write music, make music, because I was learning from someone who was doing like the jazz festival in St. Louis in America, and stuff like that, and being on BBC and seeing that as him spending time teaching, which as I've said, I work in a school, as I know you do as well. It takes up a lot of your time. But the fact that he was able to multitask and still create music, and still have that drive and that desire to have that career, I found that very impressive.
Cool. But I'm referring to like when you started to get into music for yourself. What were your touchstones? What bands? What artists did you start listening to?
Oh, when the artists that I started listening to were, I'd say the first major artist that I started listening to myself was Ed Sheeran. Back in 2010, 2011, when he first came up with A-Team, You Need Me, I Don't Need You. The one which sort of hit me was Lego House, which I don't know why. It's sort of like, I still don't know why it resonated so much for me when I was younger, but I think it was the way that he was able to sort of merge with singing with a little bit of having, like, because Ed Sheeran loves rapping. I know most people don't agree with it, but it kind of allows that you can see a different vocal style in there, which a lot of people weren't having. I just thought that was quite cool.
Cool. Yeah. Any other artists? Any other bands?
I mean, most people are going to say that I'm quite basic for this, but it's the sort of thing of Adele around that time with power ballads coming in, because a lot of, in that sort of era, there weren't many artists having those sort of power ballads at the time. And then also probably the only other person which I can think of is Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Not because of any one particular song, just the fact of him having written so many hits behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That not many people realise he wrote.
Right.
So not necessarily his music, but music he's written for other people.
Cool. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
What was the first song you ever wrote, and how good was it?
The first song that I ever wrote was called Vast Past.
Cool. Vast Past.
Vast Past, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. I mean, when I first wrote it, when I first recorded it, I had. You know, when you were like a teenager and you haven't really, you're in that stages of between puberty.
Yeah.
That's when I first recorded vocals for it.
Right.
So
the voice was a little bit up and down.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. What was it? What was the subject matter? What was it about?
So the reason why I wrote that track was and this is quite a touchy subject for most people. I'm happy to talk about it now, but when I first moved over from Australia, I went to a state school here and was like bullied non-stop. It got to a point where I went to therapy, was actually on the verge of being suicidal for a bit. And that song, it was basically me just picturing a light at the end of the tunnel. Just be like, from everyone that I was speaking to, I just need to focus on the big picture. Eventually, I'll be out of this completely shit situation.
Right.
And that song actually brought me a lot of clarity and a lot of composure in a time where I was just really, really hating everything.
Man, it's hard.
Yeah.
Right. What is your favourite song to perform, be it yours or someone else's? In fact, do both. Your favourite song of yours and your favourite cover that you like to perform.
Okay. So I'll start with my favourite song to perform. Oh god, even that's a difficult one. I'd say the one which sort of gets people, when I perform it, gets people involved. Like especially with open mic nights that I've done and everything else, I'd say Forevermore. Where I've got other people joining in. But I would say my favourite personally is Pray For Us. Just because the guitar part's so simple for me. At which point I can just enjoy singing the song.
Yeah.
It's like muscle memory for the guitar part.
Yeah.
I'd say that's my favourite. That's definitely my favourite. My favourite song to cover. Are we talking me accompanying myself, or if I had anyone accompanying me and me just singing? What are we talking
think anything, any cover you like to do, whoever you perform it with. Okay,
I would say if I've got someone playing the piano part, I would 100% do your song.
Right.
As I said earlier, the lyrics that Bernie Taupin wrote and the way that Elton John then put the melody to it, it's such an interesting dynamic between the two. And I just love singing that song. The melody is great.
Cool. Yeah, it's a wicked melody, wicked tune. Would you record it? If you could record it, would it be your song?
If I could, to be honest, no. I think that song is more a live sort of song. I feel like that song, I'd want to keep that as a live song. If I got to re-record one, I think that's an interesting one. I think, oh god, I know I had an answer for this previously. I think if my vocals could do it right, or if I can find a way to make the song sound just as good as the original, it would be Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
Right.
Because he's got this like raspiness to his voice, which is like hitting lower notes and then all of a sudden jumping into a falsetto and hitting these amazingly high notes. Which, if I could do that, probably with loads and loads and loads of takes, I'd definitely do that.
Cool.
Song. Yeah.
Right, I want to delve into your music in a bit more detail. You blend folk, indie rock, electro pop. How do how do you draw upon your inspirations and then drive that and then stay original to make original work using those influences?
Sorry, say that again.
How do you get your own sound together while drawing upon your influences? Writing something original.
Yeah.
Because that's the stage in music when you get into artists, you get into other songs, you maybe play other songs, and then you start writing in that style, and then you develop your own sound. What's that journey been like for you? How's that gone?
Yeah, I think obviously every musician, especially when it comes to developing a sound, they've got their own way of sort of navigating the way that they write their music and create their music. I think my way that I've always enjoyed doing is I've always enjoyed writing the lyrics first. I know a lot of people find that lyric writing is incredibly difficult, and to some extent I agree, especially when you're having a writer's block. But it's something about like organizing the words in a way that creates a specific story that people can follow and enjoy, that I really enjoy. It's the fact of loads of people really enjoy writing the instrumental on the track first, and that's great, that's amazing. I severely dislike doing that first, because then all of a sudden I've got to find the right words to fit around the music which I've written, which is, in the way that I find it, is even more difficult. And the way that I've shaped the sound, I think, with me playing guitar more now than I play piano now, it allows for me to sort of reach into sort of this indie rock folk kind of genre, which it's not where I pictured it, but it's sort of the direction that it's angling into.
Yeah, that's interesting. When you say you didn't expect to do, or you didn't expect that to happen, what did you expect when you kind of set out to write music? What sound were you hunting?
Well, I think when anyone first starts looking at it, the first opinion or first viewpoint that anyone has is the person that they look up to in the industry, and that's where they want to see themselves as. Now, obviously, I've had very vast influences of Elton John, Queen, Beatles, Ed Sheeran, Adele, even Amy Winehouse. If I go back to my grandparents, when I used to listen to music with them, it was Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra. And that's such a vast array of styles, but I can't obviously have all of their styles all in one. So I've taken parts of each one that I feel I can inherit, because I'm not. There's no way that I'll be able to have and be like the best parts of all those artists, but I can take certain aspects which I find intriguing and try and make them my own. And just take influence, which I feel like is a lot of artists are doing that nowadays as well.
Okay. Right. You went to you studied at Point Blank Music School. How did that affect, or how has that affected how you record, how you perform, and your process?
So Point Blank really opened up my eyes.
To what?
Well, to just especially studying music in London, music production, music performance, anything like that, anything to do with the creative arts. Especially in London, acting, music, anything like that, is just the wealth of talent in just within London itself, without even going to America or any of these other hugely populated areas where the creative arts are so in demand. So going there, I went in and I had an idea a bit more than a lot of my classmates at first about sort of the studio work. But as soon as it came to the actual writing and producing side, I found myself massively in awe of all my classmates, and it sort of got a bit better when I moved to online classes, because my university degree was during COVID,
Mate,
which is great. So
wonderful.
for music production and took all the studio work away, which is great. But it did mean that I made some amazing friends who I have written songs with as well.
Yeah.
Some of my music. And yeah, so I feel like then when it came to the online thing, I find like I was making closer relationships with all of them than I was with people that I was actually in class with in person, because we were all in this same boat of having to log in online, try and learn music production, which, as you can imagine, is
tricky online.
It's fucking insane. Because also you don't get to be at the desk, you don't get to do any of that stuff. You've just got to literally use your imagination of what it would be.
Yeah.
And so we were having catch-up sessions online, all of us just sort of helping each other out and everything like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and there were people from vast, like, all over the place. Like one of the artists who are on the track is from Austria. And then some of the other people as well, like there was an artist from Canada, or a guy from Canada, guy from Glasgow. So all of us were just sort of interconnecting, sharing music, getting each other to like check out their tracks. And check out the assignments that we're all doing and making sure like all of us are on par. So none of us are slipping behind or anything like that, which I feel like in person you would not get that community. So, especially in London, because all of us are wanting to run up each other to try and get to the higher point. Whereas online, we're all in our own little pockets of the world, so we've kind of got a bit of leeway to help each other grow, to make sure wherever we are, we're all growing and making sure we're all somewhat on par with each other.
Nice.
Yeah.
Overall, a positive experience then, even over COVID.
Yeah, I'd say overall positive. Again, it was shit being in lockdown, especially doing a music degree online. But yeah, overall, I've got a group of mates who, like, we're always going to be around to check up on each other, make sure our music work is solid and
Cool. Collaboration features heavily in your work. You like collaborating with people. Notice Matthew Clark and Hannah Flowers feature. How did you find those two people, and how do you work with collaborators, or how do you do collaborations in general? How does that happen?
Yeah, so Matt I met before Hannah. Matt I met in person at Point Blank.
Right.
Yeah, he was only doing a diploma. I was there for the three and a half years degree. And yeah, so he when I first met him, he was into sort of poppy, kind of folky kind of music. Now he's into Christian worship music. Right. Which, like, honestly, his music is amazing. And doing that, it's his passion. He's doing really well. But when I first met him, he was on folk pop kind of music. Which is why we kind of sort of gelled together, because our music styles are quite similar. And yeah, so Hannah was on the online course with me. Right. She's kind of got this kind of darker, kind of synth pop kind of feel, which I've always enjoyed listening to that type of music. I've always been terrified to try and go down that avenue, because although I listen to it, it's a completely separate thing, making sure that you got a good beat behind the synths, behind the rest of the instrumental, making sure the vocals are exactly right. Which she seems to be perfectly. So it was quite good getting Hannah on that track. And yeah, there's been quite a few different musicians that I've worked with, collaboration.
What's it like? So the process of collaboration, how does that work for you?
So often I will go away, write the lyrics. Oftentimes I'll write the track as well, after I've written the lyrics. And then, because oftentimes I feel the song which I've written is not one that I can sing. Right. Or it doesn't fit my vocal style.
Right, yeah.
So I often then go and reach out to someone that I know or someone that I haven't met before.
Yeah.
To basically say, oh, you suit this much better than me.
Yeah.
Please God, can you sing the song?
Right.
And so far the answer's always been yes.
Cool. You ever had a no?
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the near future.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment it's been a yes, which is great. Obviously Matt has featured quite a bit, having sung on two or three? I think it's 2 songs that I've released with his vocals on. Hannah, 2 songs as well. There's another artist, which again on my Next Step album, it's the very first track, and everyone continually thinks that it's my vocals on it. It's not. I mean, it's great that everyone thinks it is, but it's this amazing artist from Colombia,
right,
called Alejandro.
Right.
I've forgotten how I met this guy.
Right.
It definitely wasn't through uni, so I've got no clue.
Yeah.
But amazing vocals, and he was on that. Another person that I know, Dave Lewis, saxophone player, amazing saxophone player. He plays on my song "The End of Time."
Right.
One take.
Wow.
One take.
Cool.
I gave funny story about that. I think I've maybe mentioned it. Previously, but when I came into the studio with him, I literally, he said, right, a few days ago before, he said, right here, print it, get some sheet music together for what you want, have the melody ready, whatever, bring it into me, we'll set up the mic, just go. I showed him the sheet music, he's like, this makes absolutely no fucking sense. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. He said, right, just let's scrap this. He literally just chucked it in the bin and was like, right, load up the track, let me listen to it once. So he listened to it once through. So, okay, I know what you need. I'm like, don't you want to play it to me first, just to check, so we don't go through a whole take? He's like, no. So I press record, and literally the take that you hear on The End of Time is the one take. He didn't do any other takes.
Cool.
That was it. Just all the way through. And I was there just shocked and stunned. But that's the thing with collaboration is, like, people come out with stuff that when I've written the song and the track and the lyrics, there's stuff that I haven't considered. Yeah. And they've come back and been like, oh, well, I've tried singing it this way, I tried playing the instruments this way, but it sounds better like this. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, send me an example. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Yeah. Nice.
Good thing about collaboration, I think, just expands your work. Yeah. Next question. As a independent artist, what are the biggest challenges you faced so far in the industry? And what challenges do you foresee in the future for yourself and independent artists in general?
Oh, I'd say the first one is, especially being in such a populated sort of creative area, trying to stand out is the biggest one. I know it's the most, it's the easiest answer, but it is the most truthful answer as well. Unless you've got a significant aspect of your music and your persona and everything like that, there's no proper way of standing out. So you've got to keep trying to find new things and do things different ways, just to try and stand out. The other thing which I think, and again, this might seem a bit controversial, I would say the other thing which sort of gets me a little bit worried is AI in music, because, I mean, I'm probably a bit of a hypocrite for saying this, and I'm going to say it now in this interview. The song which I'm working on at the moment, or one of the songs that I'm working on at the moment, is one which I'm hoping to get done before Christmas. I've got everything ready. I had the idea of the melody and stuff beforehand, but it's solidified when I put in the lyrics of the song into this AI song generator, and like the genre into there. I put the tempo that I wanted. I put everything like that. Put literally all the niggly little details in this AI song generator, and it's then created like an actual full MP3 with full instrumental and vocals on it. And it's great for me. I'm being like, oh shit! Now all I've got to do is just re-record all the instrumental parts and the vocals, and I've got a song. But I'm looking at it from the outside, and I'm just like, well, hang on. Now literally anyone can do it. It doesn't have to be their vocals. They can just release it and say, oh, this is Joe. Yeah. It's Joe.
Well, you have to have, if you release it on any platform, you have to have a caveat when you upload it which says this is AI, and you have to like talk about what part of it. But in terms of, I mean, there's quite a few AI bands streaming, or AI artists streaming, and they're fully upfront. It's like, this is AI, a soul cover of War Pigs or whatever, and they're getting a lot of views. I just think how you in terms of like with the streaming services and the transfer of money from like sort of, I guess what you call the legacy music industry into like streaming services, and how that's filtering back into like the purses of independent artists. Do you see a direct correlation between the current musical landscape and the sort of closing of venues? Are those two unrelated issues?
So the correlation of previous music and the closing of venues.
No, do you see an impact? Or do you see there's a correlation between the sort of transfer of money from the legacy music industry to streaming services, and how that's then filtering back much smaller amounts to artists, and particularly independent artists, and how that's then affecting music venues, and how that's affecting music in general, in terms of people have to be louder and noisier than everyone, and it's kind of making writing a little more poppy, a little more mainstream, because you have to have something that sells if you want to have anything at all. Yeah,
so obviously, so I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Matt is interviewing me as an artist this time, obviously, but obviously I'm usually in this chair here. So as some of you are aware, Matt was at the gig which I put on for other artists in May. It was a really good gig.
It was a good gig. Some of it was a good gig. Some of it, not my cup of tea.
Which is fair. Doesn't have to be everyone's.
Yeah, fair play.
But I did, like, when I was putting on that gig, I sort of, some of the stuff that I saw was artists now, getting over a bit of a cold. Some artists now, or like most artists now, their main income source for music isn't their Spotify releases. Isn't there, because you earn like 0.0000 something or other, which per one stream, which is insane, considering all the hard work and time you've got to put into it. So oftentimes they create money through merch, or they create money through the gigs and the tickets they sell. Yeah. So what I found with this gig was spending, like, I gave every artist X amount. Well, there was no contingencies, or looking back, probably I made myself a bit of a joke at the time. But I went into it with the thought process of, I want the artist to be actually paid. Because they go around and they're literally every single night having to perform just to earn money. They don't earn money through streams, if they're not big enough. Yeah. They also don't earn money off merch. Yeah. And they can't host their own shows because they won't get enough money from it either. Yeah. So I need to actually just pay the artists. Yeah, good for you. Because good for you. It's their life, man. Like, it's all of our lives, and the fact that also now everyone's now having to be so picky with who they pick to perform at their gigs. Yeah. Because there's so many people creating music now. Yeah. So now you've got to actually look at it as, well, is your music good? Yes. Are you a good performer? Okay, maybe not. So, sorry, it's the fact that now you can't just go behind the scenes and write music. Yeah. Unless whoever you write the music for is then performing the song. If they're not performing, then that you're doing that job is then pointless.
Yeah, interesting answer. You've lived between London and Sydney. How's that affected your writing style or influenced the way you make music?
Well, obviously I grew up in Sydney until I was at like 11, 12.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just moved to London throughout all of my teenage years, going into my adult years. I mean, whenever I go back to Sydney, and not just Sydney, I also grew up in partially Brisbane as well, because that's where the rest of my family is.
Yeah.
I did kind of notice that the Sydney music scene is quite sparse.
Right.
Because Sydney is not, Sydney is quite, again, I'm saying this as an Aussie, I'm probably going to get my Australian passport ripped away from me. But Sydney is pretty much a tourist trap.
Right.
The way that I see it. And I love Sydney, don't get me wrong, I was born there, it's amazing. But I found it to be more touristy over the years. Whereas Brisbane, because I feel like because it is more spread out. If you look on maps and stuff, it is more spread out.
A lot of difference between towns, cities.
So I feel like when I've gone to Brisbane and I've gone to gigs, the musicians in the music scene are so tight knit. Yeah. And you don't really get that in the whole of London. You get that if you go into sections of London where everyone knows everyone. Yeah. But unless you go to that specific section where you know people, you're not going to know anyone. Yeah. And so I've gone to gigs in North London. Yeah. And I see the same people every time. Yeah. That's great. We all know each other. I go to South London. So I went to a gig in South London where I knew the artist performing, and she's an amazing soul and funk artist. I know we're promoting Jimmy Theo. Go check out B Mayer as well. She is incredible. But yeah, so I went there and there were so many people that other artists supporting me that I did not recognise. Yeah. And it just goes to show South London, North London, East London. They've all got their own little, even within North London, there's it's just insane. Big town, man. Yeah. Big town.
Right, lastly, before we move on to your music, what advice would you give to new artists wanting to make the jump into, the life?
What advice would you give? I would say collaboration will only make you better. Especially with people who, again, musicians, I'm including myself with this. I know, Matt, you're a musician as well. You probably might agree with this a little bit. I know musicians generally have a little bit of an ego complex, where when they've written something, they often don't want outside opinions coming in and everything, because it's like their baby. It's what they've created, that it's like precious. Yeah. I know I definitely get that. But it was only when I was doing collaboration where I looked to people who I do believe are better songwriters, are better musicians overall than me. Yeah. And I've only found myself getting better by listening to their advice. Yeah. And I'd definitely say wherever possible, even if it's not actually them having a credit on the song because they've just go up to them and just ask them what they think about a track that you've done. Yeah. And just honestly go in there with open ears and just listen to the advice. Yeah. Because oftentimes you'll get so much better in your songwriting ability and your instrumental writing ability and all of that. Yeah. Just by going to people who are better than you. Yeah. And just listening. That's advice.
Good advice. Right. Time to listen to some tracks.
Yeah, so are we at the end of part one at the moment?
We're at the end. We've reached the end of part one, so now we're going to listen to some tracks and talk about them.
Yeah. Do you want to do a little outro bit to part one, or?
Yeah. So that was part one. This has been introducing melody music with Jimmy Theo, talking about his musical inspirations and what keeps him going. Thank you very much for watching and listening.
Cool. See you soon.